Breaking news in Missouri, where at least 2 people were killed in a mass shooting outside a nightclub. Police surrounded the 9 Ultra Lounge in Kansas City around 11:30 last night. It's believed a male shooter was one of those people killed. More than a dozen others were injured. Savannah Rudisell of our Kansas City affiliate, that's KCTV, she's near the scene.
Good morning. Kansas City police are still investigating what led up to the deadly shooting. Right now, we still have a handful of officers right outside of the club. Earlier this morning, just a few hours ago, we had dozens of different officers from different agencies around the area. They were hosting a sold-out celebration party for the Kansas City Chiefs Conference Championship, and then the night turned to chaos. The shooting started when the gunman fired into a line of people waiting to get in line at the club. We know that 2 people are dead. One of them is the shooter. Police tell us that an armed security guard took down the gunman. We know 15 other people have gone to area hospitals. 3 of them are in critical condition. Police say there were a lot of witnesses to this. They are offering a $25,000 reward for any information that leads to arrests. For CBS This Morning, Savannah Rudisell, Kansas City, Missouri.
News on 41 Action News starts now.
A night that was supposed to be filled with celebrations ends in violence.
2 are dead. 15 others are hurt after a mass shooting in Kansas City.
It happened at the 9 Ultra Lounge on Nolan Road late last night into this morning. We've got live team coverage this morning right here on 41 Action News. Let's first get to 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez, who has been there all night following this. Andres, get us up to speed, please.
Yeah, Taylor, while police keep going in and out of the 9 Ultra Lounge Club right outside of Highway 40 and Nolan Road, the shooting itself happened outside the club, and that's what we're told by KCPD, who's overseeing this investigation. Around 11:30 last night, there was a group of people in line waiting to get into that club, and that's when a man walked up and unleashed a barrage of bullets. He killed a woman in this parking lot and wounded several others before an armed security guard with that club was able to shoot and kill the alleged gunman. The scene was so chaotic that initial officers responding from KCPD had to call in for backup from Independence and the Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
While they were investigating, reports came in of several more victims showing up at area hospitals. Right now we have 15 unidentified people that have shown up at area hospitals around the metro area. Of those right now, 3 are listed in critical condition.
And right now, the motive is unclear what led that gunman to unleash, again, this gunfire outside this club. Now, there were several people here that police were able to speak with, that were able to witness the shooting, but there were several others who left fleeing that gunfire, and police this morning do want to talk with them. So if you do have any information, you are asked to call the TIPS hotline. Reporting live in Kansas City, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.
Andres, thank you so much. We're also learning more this morning about why that club was so full last night.
According to the club's Facebook page, they were hosting a Chiefs celebration. 41 Action News reporter Ray Daniel is live here with what we know about that part of the story. Ray, good morning.
Good morning, Lindsay. Taylor. This was allegedly a sold-out event, according to what we found online. I want to go ahead and show you that post. Now, doors opened at 10 o'clock last night, and there was still a large number of people in line when that shooting happened around 11:30. Now, Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker says it's too early to know what exactly started this. She's now in the process of getting to know who these victims are.
I know that they all have mothers, fathers, those that are injured tonight, the 2 that are dead, even have they have stories. And the tragic thing about this is when I start learning who they are and learning more about them. And there's really no words I can put together for the tragedy that this is. This is really, it's an epidemic in this great city.
Now, police have not released any names of those who died or have been injured. Be sure to stick with us for the latest. Reporting live in Kansas City, Ray Daniel, 41 Action News Today.
First, we are tracking new developments in a mass shooting outside a Kansas City nightclub. It happened as fans were celebrating the Chiefs' AFC championship win. Now, here's what we know right now. 2 people are dead, including the man who opened fire on that crowd, and 15 others were hurt. New here at noon, KCTV5 can confirm the owner of that nightclub is a former Chiefs player. KCTV5's Abigail James is live for us now outside 9 Ultra Lounge. Abigail, fans will recognize the name of this man who owns the place.
Yeah, well, the former Chiefs player who owns this nightclub is Alfonso Hodge, and it was just out here last night where people were lined up when the gunman opened fire on those people that were standing in line waiting to get inside. Now, just a couple minutes ago, there were a couple people that came out here to drop off some balloons and some stuffed animals and different things. It is the first of a memorial that we have seen so far today since everything happened last night. Now, coming up on your screen just a second, this here is a picture of Alfonso Hodge. He was drafted to play for the Chiefs back in 2005. And he opened this nightclub here in April of 2019. Now, according to the nightclub's Facebook page, they were hosting an event that they called Sold Out Sundays. Doors for the event opened up at 10 p.m. last night, and they were celebrating the big Chiefs win. Now, I spoke to a person off camera. She didn't want to talk to us on camera. She was here last night. She was picking up her car this morning. She said hundreds of people were here last night when the shooting happened. Kansas City police described the scene as a chaotic scene. Again, a man and a woman were killed. The shooter is among the 2 dead. Now, we spoke to a person who lives in the area about what happened, and here's what he had to say.
It's very shocking. It's very scary to think that something like this could happen just right in your home, you know. So I know we hear about it all over the place, but it's kind of scary.
Now, right now, it's not clear if the gunman was targeting anyone specific or what the motive was. KCPD is having a press conference today, 2 o'clock at their headquarters. We will have a reporter there. We'll bring updates as soon as we have them. Be sure to check out our website, KCTV5, as well as stick around and check out all of our social media pages for those updates. For now, reporting live, Abigail James, KCTV5 News.
Oh, sad that we had to end our celebration this way. Abigail, thank you for that.
We've got a problem in Kansas City. We've said a few times that it is an epidemic of gun violence. We're losing too many lives. We have too many people shot each year. We remain committed, both at City Hall, at the police department, at every agency in Kansas City, in making sure that we stop this problem.
We had 15 injured. We are still working on what the extent of those injuries are, whether they're all gunshot wounds or other injuries, but we had 15 injured at area hospitals. Police officers did not fire any shots at the scene. The only shots that we know were fired were between the suspect and the security guard. The security guard is the one who engaged the suspect. There was a disturbance in the club. We know after several minutes outside the club in the line waiting to get in. We know this incident unraveled shortly after that disturbance. We don't know the extent of what the disturbance had or why it was there. Shortly after that, this is when the gunfire started, and the security guard was inside the club and heard commotion. We don't even know at this time if the security guard understood what was going on outside. He just went outside, and that's when he confronted the suspect.
City leadership will look at this club, will consider whether it is a nuisance. If it meets those standards, then we have remedies up to and including temporary revocation of the license, and then the club would have the opportunity for notice and a hearing thereafter. But we have dealt with these sorts of issues before with clubs that are consistent nuisance creators in our community. A nuisance ranges between a number of different things, but that includes violent crime that uses city resources, police resources consistently. And that's another tool that we have in, I believe, fighting violent crime and addressing this issue long term. Incredibly frustrated. I mean, last night was a night that a lot of people have been dreaming of in Kansas City for 50 years. And while we won't necessarily say that folks aren't still happy, this is very disappointing for us. It's heartbreaking for a number of families, not just the families of the victim who was killed, but also the families of many others today.